Ena brada Jumbo Somino edina fua ediono bako ye wafia ye emfiempimino ene ediono mo ebusia medase ema wajo se wo hwa Adom TV nyumre no sia ne fa kase ewo July anase kita onsa bosomini mo ensam ne hedon hwere de edi mu akotene bia obetene bi ene se bono mantam no posia wo ho no wo mo abomode ama wachire nipa nson bia na no abemu ya wadi mfrehia ediono wotwe yi abato di nchiro ya hwen wo mo ekun no watumi ache sa nipa enson ya wo boa enhyehyemo na yebeko ewutu potem ho nso NDC amanyoko ne mabi nso a womboafu ewafutu potem na wochese posi commander wosan potem ho no de asie no wonhwese wonkogina fa bi na mumu no wobegina finfin ama wombo etumi ato won yam nyesa de asomdwe enni hene ewon potem ho na enoda nchen so a wokase boyimu no wobete na owura yi ena ne yire ho condom ewo ne botom wobisa na se papa na condom ejuma ben ne bra ben na de bosi o eya na mabu nsuagu no papa no eno na ema manije eno so kakase ebo ne ho eno da nchen so afa edwade mu nsem amanoni mu nsem agode mu nsem ena afa enigede mu nsem ne nyina ka ho be yewie so de kokromoti power mu nsem nso asa apel so me ni ma mechira diamond me mu ajo Mr. Ocheme me bayasa Mesha kase no ase ewo banda be se na wotwe entamnie ena Adom kase bomu aye bowa mane se krachi ya wedi freshia dionu wotwe 28 years ananka wofa acherechefo ntetiem ewo achimwoda no edi nchiro ya ho enipa bia ma no ahwere ne nkwa na de aba betom ene sa posifo a womwo bono mantam ne mabomode ama sasem yesie wachire enipa nson a wobo ahwehwemu
July bosomene da na etoso miensa e wa fimpinu ene aduniyi mu ena owura bi a owo odan teacher training college ya ne din ene Selas Wolonchami enipa bonifo bi kwowo ne sekan e wo banda kobro no e ma wo hwere ne nkwa enam so ama public relations officer ya wada police asoye na no e wo bono mantam mu ni mu Chief Inspector Augustine Kinsley Opon e de ato ya ma ne boni kodwon frama animu se wono ma kire enipa nson a wosusu se enam wo mo so ena owura yi ehwere ne nkwa ya sisi wono mo boa a police for ama waye ensem ni mu enhwehwemu
Asokwa High Court wa Santimantamo na pathologist a wone Professor Jema Bedu akosa akwa sa court yi enim ama watoto na no bisa no se na anu yi krachi yi a wu yi wa adonfe no ni nhwehwemu no na etoso mienu wonyi ano na wonkyerem na abusua ne adehye ente wo ho asede si wo court no emu nsem ne
October bosumenum ne de toso edu ensia ewo emfimpimienu ene dunkronum abrante bia no anya mfihia aduasa miensa ye frɛ Kofi Ampoma eto nananum wonsia do ya ne yesusu se bambofo ewo adonfe eno ewo Asante Achim South Mansinimu ane bo abrante enam so ema October bosumenum ne de toso adunu anwotwe womo ekopaapae amunu ehwe adekopotia emani ewuye Dr. Ernest Boache owo Confirmatory Teaching Hospital Edebetu jase owura Kofi Amponsa ewuo no enam akomayade ana afesu yade friend hypertension ane ma no eto nanano ewensie asemi eye busuafo tirimo kesenene eno nti me ebusum ne de toso aduonu ewa afima Asokwa District Court ema kwan se yensan koye postmortem ebiemu enam so ama Professor Bedu Agimanakosa eto no husi wasa obetu saa anamon no abrawonye abusua no kapreba ene postmortem etoso emienu no aba abonten a ekiremu se abrante na woto nananam ewo ensiedo no sikantwitwa bi akoso na ma abrante no eto nananam ewo ensiedo Professor Bedu Agimanakosa akira de ohuye ewo mra na wo ye postmortem a etoso emienu
nti it cannot be natural ne se bi wa yare a yenim se wa yare a wawuo ana se ebia wonyare kra ensusu mpofremwo ane se ebia obi kra nim kra bia stroke num no afam wawu eno no natural yare ne timi cause sa na se obi a one nkrofo ahia a ya twitwa no a owo injuries won ho ne liver chese will lose amount of blood kidneys is support sa no untimi nka se death ne natural inti media me say cause no ye unnatural from Just that he died of shock from multiple injuries. Until we saw him say, yes, he had to war no, we did this a war and a cause of multiple injuries. And I'm saying, a straight edge cut. Until then, a sharp instrument. And we say, cutlass, bet me a cause. And I'm saying, cutlass, a sharp instrument. Until it bet me, an example of a sharp instrument.
Abusian emre nimu for owura asamoa amoakon edetu edwase ehwehwem etoso emienu ede arehemu bi ebebre abusian no
dubia ka se hypertension so ahwe no organs no bebre ni ade nina ye normal bia nchese no hypertension ti wu no wu ndi approach no na brasemo amudi no ende ko no
emma abusian nyina so bi ne enda so bi
o se na abusian eno nyakopa daroma mo se high bi ewanimu acidity bia no mrante no omofo mo huni they are buy was sis bia no yom bia odbe yom se daka kase Ghana ha nipa etimu yom de it's a sabi omudi bonisi ya na omafo mo hadi ne mpanifo bi di omoni mpacho ne ade the kwan omkoso ye we the end emasa
Sisi de koto ehwe anim ebienu se wo mu hia biem e wo osana abusum ne de toso edu emienu e wa afima Dr. NS Boache a wo no eye nhwehwemu a edikan no wo betoto Professor Badu Adjumana Kosa ano e wo no nsusu ne nhwehwemu a waye no ho nana awuku de nchembo amane eboni
Yeda so wo asante mantam adwadifo a wom wo kontompo bayire dwom a wo sa mantam yimu no e kire se wom ante se mpanifo se wom ntwe won ho ne wo zoom line adwumako no mapetepete enuro e wo ho no won fa mo wankasa won ho ban enfri COVID-19 yade no ho ebi nso kra kire se wom de wom teye na emom no na wom nim se wom se won toto won store mu na nyesema won si ho kra e mehedwa sa ensem yin so na na wuko de nani e de akire ni kire mu ne
aha aye kontompo market ewo Asokwaremampo municipal ene day disinfection na ekoso ewo ha sei na orahosam ne se ejadifo no kirem a omanya information ne entem entomo de omo ba se omba bedi omu eja entimra omo spray ha ne ba ye no na edise omo katakata mo ne ma so ama disinfection ne ekoso ewo ha sei
na mo ne enu sam baba ntimpofre mo an ehun se mo ba mo be spray kontompo edom bayire dom
Minim de antina enura na me da na me ma me sim yamba yi ni niam minim se omu se ye mayamba omba spray go me ba no na me ti asam no se mayamba jom ha.
Municipal Chief Executive Ayo Owura Ali Diseidu odi to dwase womni adwadifo ahemanom ehyiae ede anadwumadie no eto womanimu eno nti eye nwanwa pa se womo beto adwadifo no se womo da so ewo kontompo bayire adwamu
sa market sa wodro amabo nyina baabie ni wa yekoya na nipa wo omo nyina adwadifo no nyina ya asotie obia ama medidwa ntitumi ye adwuma no ma kama yinyane ntie se ahase no ebia wo madwen se omo ti dogu bi ko se enu abe entina mka se ni ayan fa camera no mra ni mbetwa na obi ehu because e ba no obehu a de omo kan se na omo ka se omo shops mum na mo mi na ese me mbie ba na se fa ba ga begu ekwan edwanim na bedi dwa
Arahosam ne se emre kodu ho no na dwadifo dodo na no enhye face mask bi emro mo hu mpanyifo no wo mo hyase so obia ehye ne de Onimnyamfo Ali Diseidu editor dwase adum pempenso edi se bampo fo no ene assembly no eka bomu ehye ase tu omo so sabie mu
wo se yesa Kenya ye ho ifise ye didi kan ye hyase no na law enforcement agencies no ba ebe hwese won hye ya edo afamra kwan so sa ye ba bedu ba bi no omo atia da kakra me fasa akonya we so maka ya omo se edwuma no ye wie e wo se yesa akobio se de be ya obi bia e wo so wo hye ni nose mask a on hye bia no ye fa no famra kwan so
nana awuku de nchembo amane bonie
Ghana Immigration Service adwumako ne bo amane se video bi ne nam abonten so ekire se akwantufo bi etu kwan ya immigration officer bi ejina won baas nim na wo bisa won se obi ankire ne paper ekire se akwantu no a wotu no wo ho kwan anaso wo ho akwanya sa na no na Ghana Immigration Service adwumako no kire se sa video no a ekoso no bibia sa NC yenti no kura bi anim
Yeah, situation political
Sadia Nansen na kasafonyi bi etwagu ewo abefo kwantempon so a na Ghana Immigration Service fo nipa baako ejina ehyen a wo bisa akwantufo se won fa won krata etwese wo ye Ghana fo enkyere won ansa no amawato wakwantuo so a Ghana fo eka se enya de a ese ne fata no wode ensem ababonten eka se de Ghana fo esi ehunu no enya sa netie lemum no wo honom ena emrantie miensa bi ana wo timoto so ebeka kire won se ehyen bi ebetwam a omanfo ewo mu eba Ghana abetwo wondin ato aba ne science na ehyen eduru honom wo wura no obisa akwantufo se won krata wo se de ebeya obedi adanse trodo se wo ba Ghana no wo eho kwan sa ensemi a wodi tudai watro egu enkrata so epese Ghana ni bia ehu bi na fe wo hu enwuma pa Ghana Immigration Service no wo ye wo Ghana ahye so enyina na sa ensemi Head of Public Affairs ewo Ghana Immigration Service Michael Amwako ata ena ode ne nsa ahye ase
Evelyn Derry eye oyere na nikunu eni Julius Obome na wo hu no condom makoma koduba ko 11 ewo nikunu nchen adechi adesa no na esote na dako obo mode no bisa nikunu Julius brother na condom no eya wo de ye den ose nsiogu no apai no eno na ma na nije
Evelyn Derry eko mama efi obraju medie no so ewo Nhyira FM no wadi tudwa se na nsentemu hanomu ena ohun se nikunu anidin ene Julius Obome ya wo ye Mason ni no e de condoms makoma kudu baako asie ya nanka won pese wo behu mama chire mu chire mama efi se ni edi kan no ohun se condom a hye nikunu Julius botom no efrato nanso odi mikasan fashion botom a waka kire ne se eye adura wonom e de ama ne honam a eye ne ya no etimi agyae e chire no ko hunu se condoms du baako a wo hu ye ne sese eso ate amanaka enum na wosan bisa ne kun na odi tu n'animu se maame bi okoye na adwuma ma na wo ye na asini ena de saa condoms no ema no nanso ni streamant ne no eno ntu okoso a ebisa na ho nsem eno ene nam so a Julius edi tu n'animu se wono de condoms no so odi nsu ogumu na so paapai na ama nani age
na easy ma ho condom no o sisa obane se na 11 na she ohwe na sort afi na aka 5 wo de ko hen supply officer
mbajo me supply ba ebuha mi
na de
yes e bia me de ko abonti ko bibi o
oh me so what the day me kan tell you wo ti we better dey bibi
e obi ha bi insogum
na de
na anaka say balloon
na de
so na me na bu na pai so me fan ko me fan enyu ye he
ko efutu empotam honom na NDC amanyoko ne mabia womo ewo ho echese post commander wo ho no wanyina yi a asumdwe ene abotoye mo so ma mesoro we enchemeken kan de ama na twen me meton kraba sisia na sia ya wodi asa one me oche memre na wodi bi ahye Adom TV enwumre no nsia ne fa kase me da se de aduru so no eye kokromoti power me sha sei presidential candidate the Ma Liberal Party of Ghana ene owura Kofi Percival Akpalo na nensem bia wokeka ewa amanyosem bremu yi ebi ene se National Democratic Congress eye NDC amanyokuo no womo eye suatra womo ani nso brade no di kan yi wo ba se wonipa woni ne betu franka ena NDC amanyokuo no enso asua no
Opena ni din ene Kofi Percival Akpalo ade ensem atoja se NDC amanyuko no esuasia na amanyuko Liberal Party of Ghana esan se na NDC amanyuko no enimu se onu Kofi Percival Akpalo awoye franketufo ema Liberal Party of Ghana na wokoyi oba amana beye na bedi atwe ne sa inti na wodi America ekoyi jena na opoku ageman se wonye franketufo abedi atwe ema NDC amanyuko no wode sansem yitudwa ebra na amanyuko no eda na di se afuwei abato no onu no bedi amanyuko kono enim apre akonya ama Liberal Party of Ghana na enhyiamu yasi ena wodan na bredi achia ne din ene Margaret O'Brien Safo edise wono ne oba wayi na afiwe sei obeboa no ama na apre akonya ama na manyuku no
enya ndisifo na yesuasu omo dabi omo na yesuasu aye aha omo na yesuasu aye na me say ebe win elections no because Ghana for ehia ajenkwa na so na gina mu nchen akola bia wo Ghana bia boso so betima ka se nyame ne si hene na nyame so na afre me na nyame na ahye me boss Kofi I've made you president The man is 2020 me win elections, you know. Now come for some me win the me kasa the minim, but I know one thing for sure that I'll be president. Anything I make actually or so for be say or so for gazy. Say nin commissioner wa she no boa.
Na wone ensentwofo etwetwe nkomo no zama oka ye ne se obi biara ni hono mo wona manuko no manyankopon afre ne se wo medi amanuko no anim age wono nko a
sisi amino ka say se me diga ka kire no your frɛ na me na afre me se Kofi ma show say obey president of Ghana enti ye frɛ wa wontumi nye na me ne se hene ti na me na afre me se Kofi my president of Ghana ti no na me pursue and I know say 2020 bra edu me na o hwa covid na and the party kese bia ni ba bia o so just here because in the party kese o party kito ye nyina the same level because ultimately net campaign more than 100 people so what just here it is saying ye nyina pepepe ti obi ayi na krakra
Margaret O'Brien Safo amanyuko no eyi ne se wonye franketufo abedi akire ema omo enso de ne nsem etu nsentwofo anim
me vision is say emma yebedi ye. That's my vision. Emma yebedi ye. Na emma kodum pempen so a say ban say ye take decision bia wo man ho a emma ye we about 52%. So ye make president. Voters no ye doso. And so about the decision making a yen kan ho bi. It is emma say ye doso. Ye boni de rama ma etu omuhu esi ho na kwan bi asese ye fa so ye boa ma tumi ebadwom sabi enfa ho se mi tontos ana se mi ye bibi obi a wo bibi anyankopon de ahye ni mu a obetumi ada na edi
yen konfinfin mantemo NDC amanyoko ne mabia won boafu ewo efutu abaton peso aso no wo samantam yimu no de kokobo ene ma chief superintendent Samuel Okanta se wonhwe ne ho yie na de esie no wonyina finfin ne momu no se wo hu se wakwa gina afa bi edi amasa afa ne de a ene enya de asomdwe bedi hene wo efutu abaton peso
NDC amanyoko maya wonom ewo efutu abaton peso aso ewo finfin mantam mu de sa kokobo yi e ma chief superintendent Samuel Okanta wono ena oye Winneba district police commander say so opese onya asomdwie ewo abato mpesua no so hono mo dia ene wonye na adwuma wa abra wonyina amanyoko bia afa
the dolu kwadu we futu yebo woni da mibiom so peda the man no kwadu da if they are called for war will come in the futu o sande one MP sa wo central rating adam na wo ye if they are calling for war will come.
You're the youth of Winneba as a deputy youth organizer. No. Commander no nyoma na oye wo Winneba sesia no ye be say send strong signal de ma IGP so on sesano so nim say Okanta no baba be say we intimidate yen the youth of NDC and a peace here we will turn Winneba around
so man penosua yesu ya be fa 2 minu asema ye kan na nimbri omo take yanko for pa it is a asema ye kan so IGP wan pani na yanchi bibia mfi IGP ano yesu ya di 2 minu be say yansa ye wu MPP ni biala ya ne be ko
panyin a wohwe animu kwan se enipa ewo efutu abaton peso aso beto abama no amana kogina NDC amanyoko ni dim ewo mrahye bedwafie James Kofi Anan no so editu ja se
sisi amayel kesisi almengu de police commander no onze no ho obi ni influencing na yipa na influencing no ozinhu or influencing inti se wo pe o emi bigini there Efutu constituency after the insesa baba.
Ni nyina mu no constituency secretary Emma NDC no Abraham Henry Arthur enso edi to just say enya dia wono be ma MPP amanyuko ne kwan ama wono masasa amanfrafo aba wono mpesua no so ho abetro wondin.
Simpanji because what I want to be kuma. Yes, you know my kwan ma ho wa unfi kuma no ma register. Nje bakasa. Nje kasa bebe na police fo no wasa. Jabere me be fun de. Sabio kwan order police fo office for do ejuma. Nya dem kan wo for do ejuma. Nti et no as a part. Na jana dem no koda. Na jere kabina nka bi na yin na yedi ejuma. Sabio tumi ni shebi no kodogum.
NPP amanyoko ne mma bi nso ewo ayawa so no fabato ompeso aso so de soboabo NDC amanyoko no se basabasa ye bia esi wo NPP for wo mo party office no wo de ahye saa NDC fo na saa de no wo mo ekoye ye no emwa kabi ma menka bi amemwo no ma enkonkan
Esense akonfo ebowura NPP ayawa sofo asoye ekoko wi a wono nyama nyina wanja bibia ewo hono mu nti no Besino for region bi ya wo ye constituency secretary no abo nipa wono kodi sa nipa bonifo sem ni dua na wo kire mu kire ya moni boni kwan a wo fa so a wo be wi a nyama ewo wonom asoye hono no
enu anajo be 1 o'clock o wa ha na ohun se memma a machos eba ha no bizam zomo pede wa ha omaka che ni se omate se ye registration wa ha no so oh I had a party office ntimo I had a registration office omante na se no musan nti almost started say omo ransack the whole room my laptop I used to take your data nyina no eni ho afi your desktop ene ye CPU no baako eni ho e2 ba ye baba ye hu baako na desktop nso baako na laptop nso ni ho eno nso na ye take ye registration wia ye je print out no na abeki in at the end of the week bia ye hu normal of registration.
Deputy Regional Secretary wa Encrimantam yimu Baba Seidu nso akire mu se wonom de asem no akwakodan police for se wonyemu nhwehwemu.
For us in NPP, we are law abiding. We have tax, we have people we can equally give that, but we will not do that. We would not, we are not into that. We would prefer to go by the law. So we are expecting the police, the IGP must institute investigations into this issue.
Kokromoti power munsem bino no mesra meto nkra bankra to no achi no meto aso. No eya pomodemo nsem na ene kwanche for penny a wada Ghana Health Service adwumakuo na no Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboaje ebra wo friends enchofo enhyiemu ewo asoye a wo mo hwe enkrato na senkitahode ho nsemitre information ministry no ensem bia wo kan ye ene se Accra Girls Senior High School no mofra no anase wo mo anya yade ni bi no wo bebro aduonum na nso nyame adom sesia wo mo nyina ho ya watumi asan ba suku mu bio.
And the most important information is that all suspect COVID cases, whether you have your test positive or not, are managed as if you are COVID. And so even for those who are sick, we are not taking chances. We are treating them as COVID, whether results or not. That's why in our treatment centers, we have suspected cases who are in a different section and being managed because we don't want them to be contaminated in case. But until your results can be managed as COVID until proven otherwise. Based on this and the fact that if I'm sick and I'm not sick, I took my sample 3 weeks ago, and it comes that I'm, of course, negative is of no matter. If I'm positive, whatever it is, I have recovered. And even the people that may have contracted me also have through the same recovery. And so, in order not to perpetuate backlog, we are currently going to focus on symptomatic cases. That is, those who come in who are sick, who suspected cases of COVID will be given priority in terms of testing. And that's what was being done when we had a little challenge with the tests. And that's why we're getting a lot of positive, despite the fact that we're not doing full, because we are targeting the high-risk groups and making sure that the clinicals who are likely to be positive are tested. That's why, despite the reduced number of tests, we are getting very high number of positives, and that's why the positivity rate went. So we are going to look at that. We will focus also on the contacts of the confirmed cases. Anybody who is positive, prioritize their contacts. Thirdly, exposed health workers and students will be given priority in our tests. Returnees will also be given priority so that we can also ensure that when they arrive, we test them and then before they are discharged. In all this, we only make special cases for among the backlog. For example, if someone may arrive and we are not too sure whether it was COVID or not, for proper handling, we need to go back. The district will ensure that those samples are identified and tested. And that's what we're going to do. So that is going to be the key driver to our next phase. So we don't want a situation where we are going back to do a lot of this. The tests are, the numbers are presented to you. Some of them date back 22nd of June. That's a month ago. The results really means nothing to the people who have been tested, whether they are negative or positive. And so basically, that will be the policy. We're going to focus on that so that we don't care further backlog, so that within 48 hours, those who are sick are quickly got their results.
Afe dwede mu nsɛm so ene soafo a wɔhwɛ wiemhyɛn dwumadie ho nsɛmsɛmkyerɛ aviation minister ene owura Joseph Kofi Ada na ne nsɛm a wɔka bie ne sɛ sɛ wode ahokyerɛ ɛka asɛm a nokwasɛm saa hweye wɔn ho akyerɛ wɔn meba no sikasɛm FM mu afisɛ na ɛka bi da hɔ no mu a wɔn mo etuatua wɔ brɛkorɔ no aso wiemhyɛn gyinabea no na wɔn mo tiretirem ene sɛ coronavirus so yi ne ti ya sesei obi nkɔ ene obi nso aba wɔde wiemhyɛn etu kwanti ahokyerɛ de ebi aka asoɛ no pa.
With COVID, yes, everybody is broke. Aviation sector is broke, industry is broke, service area is broke. Maybe the media side is the one not broke. It's not broke because they're sharing information. Information is free, it's out there, they're picking on their airwaves. And I don't know if you're giving discounts to people who are advertising on your programs, but I think you're the only ones perhaps who are not really broke. But seriously speaking, yes, we are broke as every other aspect of the economy is affected. But what I can say is that Ghana was doing remarkably well in the aviation sector. As you mentioned, some of our passenger numbers went up from about 2.6 million all the way to 3 million. I think when we ended last year, we were about 3,019,000 passengers. That's really remarkable. And we're hoping that this year we'll perhaps be inching away, if not to 5 million, 4 million. So rapidly going, and all the other ideas that we had, all the other initiatives the president has given his blessing to, to make this aviation hub, were things that we're hoping we'll be able to get more people to come to Ghana. Programs that are related to flying, such as the tourism programs that they implemented. These are things that we're going to really increase the numbers for us. So in the absence of COVID, Ghana was really doing remarkably well. Yes, as far as using the term broke is concerned, it's relative. Relative in the sense that if you're looking at what we're confronted with, or what we were confronted with before COVID, in terms of the investment that's been made, in the service of that investment, we're not really in the best position to be able to pay off those loans quickly and continue to expand other sectors. But all the same, aviation sector is a business sector, and so many ideas will have to come on board, many development projects have to be undertaken, many rehabilitations and many other services have to be provided. For instance, the runway that's been in operation for about 30 years plus, that should be redone about every 10 months, 10 years or so. Needs to be resurfaced.
Yeah, we shall come to around.
We Jodi Muslim, Mr. Meton Kraba.
Abuza yanto aso agudi ensemu ena anyumre na ya shase de afi akuturugubo aye boxing na Ghana ya brantie Isaac the Royal Storm Dogbe wojina kono na nanu ada na varete bo no na man focus boxing dem say so jakra no bagana me yo wepe driving bi ye na clinic akrai san say boxing nya adwuma na no chenkrofo bom batafiri asa ya de ne ade he's back and ahimachi wojina kono anya sam keto akra akwaya azedugbo ne kokua na ya ase dia nka azedugbo abo no but am say nya ya ase ne de kun san say ne nika akra roro we dey say abo awi ne ade but e go so boxing mo na weekend atwa mu na papa your friend Zuma Nelson yes odi ni birthday I say your budget so come and or their foot shunko and ama boxers and they one more person mojo mudin or Ghana my mo say I'm funny a day and a jume more day pa and shimo no make magic. What title at the amount my Ghana?
This was the stamp for everything. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 with the stamp for everything. It looked like boxing's coming down, but to get to a point, it will raise again. You know, so we pray that God will bring the champions. It's God who will create champions. God will create more champions for this country so that this country can be famous. In the whole world will know and hear about Ghana.
Football mona yankopie mo nhwe na no ada COVID-19 sika FIFA de aba se clubs ahodo no obi a stakeholder engine onfa entnika so bi bapie mu a Ghana Football Association echiche mu na bi so mo ntiase ne ade no ya hya se ne clubs ahodo no twetwe nkomo bi so mo so madwen e wo ho kra ene se ya Boraz fokufo akachi no Raf Frederick Moore atwe nkomo abisa ne se house for mo so madwen ho ne sen.
It talk is cheap, right? Obi abetuma kan de opay. Doing is harder, right? So if I've got any disagreements, any comments, any observations, I'll reserve them for the FA. And I've spoken to a few of them, both positive and negative comments. I'll talk to them. I don't think, in my view, I'll help the case by going on radio and saying, look, we will dialogue with the FA. We don't want to sit on radio and because there's a lot of I'm aware there was a lot of work that had to be done for us to get that money. Okay. So there's some things that they've done well. Nobody would tell you in house or any other place, say almost my $50,000 no, that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I also want to say is if we want to build Ghana football and if we want to bring the love back, it is a give and take. It's not a one-sided approach. So we need to be mindful of our words. We need to be mindful of our actions, and we need to be mindful of what we do as a football community.
All right, Tintano Sama, Raf Frederick Moore, Hadia to Drayina Sona, Yan Fancy, Copium EPL, matches a Coso, and Italian Sereas to Ginaso and Dendia, and Yasam Keto Academy, Piano Channel Pa, Yabebro, Sergio Mano Chemi producer, GTP News Star, and when any affair, Nana Mish Mega Pama Kama. Ediama, but you could be a fake why. Kid you and Cassani, Eric Asidu Body.
Eni jide mo nsem ensonie na maame akua Austin adodro na afra se gengema wono na eye senia wonam Ghana mamre kwa so ya woyi ewo Adom TV so no wodi enim na foforo bi ba eno eye susupre ene de wapa hontoma na sei ne koye
anu ntina maame akwanya bi se ewo se menso bitimi bua na yeso ya mamre ni amane a eira enkanka ye kasa
enokware
no itimi ye na nkwada no a omoba no omso tumi kan kasa no
kum novela foforo kra abawo Adom TV so anidin ani susupre no wapa ho ntoma na omanfo bi a sini wowo mu bi ene mame akua Austin adodo na eni nidin se gengema etwetwe nkomo na ensem sei ena odi tiudwa ewo ne dwumadie ne so
susupre ochina first episode no mienu ne fa kai o kwa ba bia eja na tena wo TV ho no
Ebusia susupre yeso na meja na mede enanwumre kase ebo a mebekenkan ma osa Adom kase no mede AC kwajomensa abrampa se wa prempe wo mo abomoden ena de kase eba ye Martha Crentos se wo mama oli ene obia mede obia se mede ndi ma mechira diamond nyame ma ye chena